Alright guys, so here's a couple of the consoles that I have. Like they're kind of, emulators and very few actual real ones. We do have a Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color. I found a Game Boy Color some years ago. Um, Foolishly let the kids play the Game Boys and they chewed on the games. So we have a bunch of games where they've busted off part of the game, but I'm a little bit more careful with things now. So we got this one here, and then I am in the middle of doing this too. I never ever finished this because it was so slow. So this is a PSP Vita copy. And this one right here actually doesn't really look too much like the PSP, um, but it's definitely similar. They both have a lot of games. I think this one might be a little bit better as far as things go. There is no card in either one of these. They both have a fair amount of games. This one here is like super complicated to figure out because somebody removed the SD card, and this particular one with no SD card, there is nothing on it. This one here, though, is probably the best one, and it has PS1 games. I didn't want to go with Onion. Let me see here. Is the battery dead on this, maybe? Nope. So this, you can do either games or RetroArch. And I don't know about the app. So you get Atari 2600, 7800, Arcade FC, MD, Neo Geo, NGP, OpenBOR, and WSC. It does kind of skip around if you scroll through. So you can see the PS1 games here. And it has some pretty cool PS1 games. And there are 98 PS1 games on here alone. And the screen is glass. You get a lot of Crash Bandicoot. And the one that I wanted to see was Need for Speed Underground. We got Gran Turismo. We were playing Need for Speed Underground on the computer earlier. It was really bad. And on this one, it's actually pretty good, but it's also for PlayStation. So Mortal Kombat, Moto Racer, Need for Speed, Need for Speed High Stakes, V Rally, Need for Speed Porsche, Need for Speed 2, Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit, and that's it for that one, so it doesn't actually have it. Go back, let's see, SFC, SimCity, Sims. There's 900 games here, dude. You would be in here forever. And I haven't had any games not work. Other people were complaining about it. But the main thing was I wasn't going to try Onion because it adds even more. I'm like, I need to just try what's on it. Let's see here. Let's see. I don't know. Need for Speed might be on here. And nope. But you have a ton of games, and then you have the MS Kung Fu. There's just so many games. And then I don't know what this one is. WSC. There's only 5 games for that for some reason. So you got PS1, PCE. I don't know what PCE is. It probably just computer games. There's a ton. There's 200 of them. Okay. And then we have NGP. I don't know what NGP is. That's strange. Metal Slug. Neo Geo. I don't really remember the Neo Geos. There's a lot of games in there too. MD looks like Sega. Batman. Unlike those 401 games, these are like actually like really decent emulator games. 945 freaking games. That's nuts. It's crazy. And how the hell are you supposed to go through all these? If you're trying to look for something, you know? Mega Man. Yep. Let's see what we got here. PCE. So we get, I don't know what open. Okay, so we go 2600, 7800 arcade, FC. And then we have, see how it skipped? You gotta scroll down. Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, FF Play. I mean, it's just like too much. There's too much stuff. That one's empty. There's 1,000 in here. I mean, dude, this is just nuts. So, and then like in this one here, let's make sure. It starts out like that with this fishy fish thing. And let's get a pretty good screen on it. The kids don't even fully appreciate this stuff. They're just like, oh, it's boring. I'm like, okay, give it back then. So you have up here kind of set up like the other one. You get dinosaurs and Cadillacs. But anyway, you have like the basic ones here. When you come down here, though, if you go down to like different things, you have different stuff. And I guess that's like maybe the game one. Yeah. So if we select that, A or B, now we can come in here and we can go to, we got CPS, Neo Geo, GBA, SFC, MD, FC, GBC, SMS, GG, GB, and that's it. So you don't have any of the other one does PlayStation 1 games. But let's go to Game Boy. So Game Boy Advance is probably like the most like technical that they have. I thought I selected it. You have to push start apparently. Some of these are really quirky about like what keys do what. And I don't know what this thing is doing now. It's possible. We call it the Nintendo glitch for a reason. Okay. And some reason it's Pokemon. But I didn't select Pokemon. But the graphics are pretty good, so anyway. Now, there is usually a button. I don't think you can really back out of it. Various buttons will be explained in the order of their importance. And there's just a power button there. So, I forget what you have to do to get out of this thing. You maybe hold the start button, I can't remember. And then maybe this one you just have to, oh, you push the power button and then you go down here. I held it too long, it's actually shutting down. It does this when it shuts down. So anyway, this one is kind of a little funky. This one here, we just tried this one today, and let's see. This one is really kind of hard to see outside for sure, or in a bright building. So these are just the games that are favorites, and then you need to come down here. You need to go to the game thing, and I guess you click X, or you click that. There's internal games and external games. If you have the card, it will be an external, I guess. Push that. Again. And you need to scroll over to directory list, which makes it complicated. And it's literally showing us the tons of games. And I'm not sure how to back out of this. If I select EXT games, I get the directory list, and it should say nothing. But apparently it doesn't. So once we do that, then we can go Game 1000, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, SFC, SMD, and then it starts to go through games for some reason. And I think these are just the ones that are saved. So it doesn't have all the cool little icons, but you can figure out what it is basically. Let's see, let's try Afterburner 2 just to see what it does. A lot of times the buttons don't do what you would think they would do. This is like Nintendo. Yep. Alright, so anyway, we're not going to mess with that right now. I have successfully installed Arc 4 on this, and now I need to figure out how to put ROMs on it. So, we'll be doing some digging around the internet, of course. So thanks for watching.